torrent zone. This is temperature, which are light change. And mark and write down the headings also. Both are torrent zone. Both are torrent. Are you feeling this easy to be a bigger cooler or no? Morning also, but let's wait for this thing. I think that should bother me. What did she say for it?
No, such a
Such important. Then come to page number. As you don't have this, na? It's okay. It's okay. We are into Hebrew. Just check what all the notes you guys have written. Did you write lines of latitudes? For the notes I'm asking. Did you write lines of latitudes? Did you write lines of longitudes? Nothing. Heat zone कैसा आ गया आपने पहला?
So we have gotten main latitude. Then users, then heat flow, torrent, temperature considered, and torrent groups.
No, the earlier parts of the chapter. No notes at all. Did you mark? This is torrent zone, temperate zone, frigid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. Now let us write first what is torrent zone. Or you put a curly bracket and you write this is also called as tropical zone. I'm going to give first torrent zone. Okay. Let's write one after the another. I've given already. Yes. Notes.
Yes.
Temperate zone I've given.
No.
I write on temperate zone. Between the Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. Between Arctic Circle and Tropic of Cancer. Between Arctic Circle and Tropic of Cancer. Then you put, what is this? Semicolon. As well as between Antarctic Circle and what do you call Tropic of Capricorn. Capricorn. Tropic of Capricorn. Now listen. How do you recognize this? I am saying this is Arctic Circle and Tropic of Cancer. This is Antarctic Circle, Tropic of
Capricorn.
What is the zone we are having? Temperate zones. First you have written this between north and south of the equator. Right now we have temperate zone. We have temperate zone between north and south of the equator. Now read this line and tell me exact way you have to write. If they ask me what is temperate zone, read and see. Without looking into the volume, you can remember like this: between Arctic Circle and Tropic of Cancer. Say repeat. As well as between Antarctic Circle and Tropic of Capricorn. Say it again. Antarctic Circle. There is temperate zone. And what is torrid zone? It is below or between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. We have torrid zone. What does torrid zone reflects for you? Direct rays of the sun. What does direct rays mean? Very hot, very hot. Our temperate zone, it is neither hot nor cold. Why? We do not get direct rays, or we can say slanting rays of the sun. Are you understanding? Now let us read frigid zone. Right. Between Arctic Circle and the North Pole. Between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole, as well as, how will you say between Antarctic Circle and, now look at the pole for a moment, between Antarctic Circle and, as well as between Antarctic Circle and South Pole. Are the two frigid zones. Underline the word frigid zone. Then put the heading lines of longitudes. Lines of longitudes. And let us understand this. Don't draw anything, let us understand. What is this line known as? Sure. Okay. Now, if I want to discuss or tell you what is longitude, as compared to if you remember, what did I told you for latitude? You remember? Remember or not? Can you tell me what are latitude? Imaginary lines making an angular distance between north and south of the. Once again, no problem. And imaginary lines making an angular distance between north and south of the equator. Say it again. Imaginary lines, making an now then for longitude, these are different, correct? So how they are different? Now we are going to make not north and south, but we are going to mark what? We are going to mark the north. This is western hemisphere and this is eastern hemisphere. So, like we have equator as the 0-degree line. Here what we will have 0-degree line. And if you remember for India, we follow a time which we call it as ICSE. Whereas for Europe, generally we have something called as GMT. What is GMT? Greenwich Meridian Time. What is Greenwich? A place which is little bit away from London. So normally we take GMT, normally we take the first longitude, which is which degree? As the which meridian? Whereas here 0-degree is known as what? This is known as what? Equator. How do I say longitude? Lines which are originating from north and south pole towards the west and east of the prime meridian. Are you understanding how are we changing equator and longitude? Imaginary lines originating from north and south pole towards the west and east of the is this equator, this line? What is it called? I've written there. But what is it called? Very good. Galti se bhi if you write equator, 0 marks. Imaginary line connecting north and south pole with western and eastern part of the. Absolutely clear? Let us write that. The longitude is the angular distance of a place, angular distance of the place, east or west, of the prime meridian. Angular distance of a place east or west of the prime meridian. Underline angular distance and underline east or west. Next one. The prime meridian, you write PM, is a line of longitude whose angular distance is 0-degree. Okay, let us go into, not going into, I'll get 2 points, then we'll start reading. There are a total of 360 degrees. Don't write degree, 360 lines at an interval of 1 degree longitude. 1 degree. Interval. At an interval of 1 degree. Let us look at the globe. Is it correct? You remember how many lines of latitudes we had? That's the distance. Check. 181. Now for longitude, I am saying it is 360. So if you say circumference of the circle is 360, this side will be 180 degree, 180 line, this side will be 180. And each line will be how much interval? There also we said latitudes are 1 degree interval only. 181. Either 180. Absolutely almost anything. The distance between two lines of longitude is maximum at the equator. Is maximum at the equator. Bracket you write 111 kilometer. And there is a gradual decrease. As we move towards the poles. There is a gradual decrease as we move towards the poles. Now, when you look at this, you tell me, is the sentence correct? Looking at your own diagram. Here, this is the greatest distance. If you take 1, this is 1 kilometer. When we are moving closer, it is becoming like this. But now here we are also saying longitude or latitude. Did I give latitude or longitude first? It's correct. The distance between two lines of longitude. So when I'm saying two lines of longitude, if this is the prime meridian, this and this distance here. Because as we are going closer, the distance will become lesser. Correct? So, lastly, all meridians of longitude converge. What is converge? Are they converging here? Converge. What is converge? Meet. At the poles and are thus and are of equal length. So draw this diagram as it is in your notebook. Oh, my dear girl, don't. I want a pencil. Where is the pencil? Can you see this? Earth is looking how perfect egg shape. You got a pencil and white is blue. Use it. Say today you are tired. Are you tired? I didn't get where.
Mama,
Where is it? Relax. आज notes कम कर देते हैं. इसके बाद notes. We go only with here. But wait, only.
yes,
क्या हो सकता है?
yes,
Now you will go back to Mama house or your house?
Mama.
Tell you, sir, I'm tired from my girlfriend. So I'm to Mama's house and male. Stop this time. Put the camera. You can do it. ठीक है, better. अब diagram में मत बोलो. You are so good. ठीक है. Let's read longitude and time. Come on. Keep the pencil ready. But आपके पास volume बटन नहीं है. अच्छा ठीक है. Read करो, then write it in the notebook. By next lecture. Not. Read.
Longitude and time. The Earth makes a complete circle on its axis. It covers 360 degree longitudes in 24 hours. That is to say, it covers every 15 degree longitude in 1 hour or 1 degree longitude every 4 minutes. The next 1 degree is longitude or hour.
If I'm saying every 1 degree you are moving here, how much minutes we are going to do? 4 minutes. Now always remember we follow a formula which we call it as EGA. And towards the west we follow a formula WLS. EGA. I'll tell you. East, gain. Are you understanding? And this is add. WLS, it is west. Loss. Subtract. So this side, whatever it comes, you have to minus, subtract by how many minutes? From the noon. ये 12 बजेगा GMT. Here, every time 1 degree you move, you have to add how much minutes? It is always minus 4 minutes here, plus 4 minutes. Okay, chill.
Towards the west, it will be 1 hour less because the Earth rotates from west to east, and the sun first arrives in the east. For the purpose of memorizing, EGA, WLS formula is used. EGA stands for East Gain and
you only these two only you write it there. Hai? This you can write. Come on, write it in your notebook. EGA, WLS. Right? EGA full form and WLS full form. Go ahead.
the state of the world means that for each 1 degree longitude towards the east, 4 minutes are to be added. Each 1 degree longitude towards the west, 4 minutes are to be subtracted.
Is it very clear?
Yes, sir.
When you are moving towards the west, for every 1 degree of longitude, how many degree? You have to minus 4 minutes. If I'm saying prime meridian, now it is 12 here. 1 degree will be 11 minutes 54. 11 o'clock 54. Sorry, 56 minutes. Either 1 degree कैसा रहेगा? 12 o'clock 4 minutes. Here we are adding 4 minutes. Here we are subtracting for every
1.
product. Go ahead.
Eastern and Western Hemisphere. The prime meridian together with the 180 degree longitude mutually divides the Earth into the Eastern and Western Hemisphere. This division holds the practically for all purposes.
Okay.
However, any diametrically opposite line can also divide the Earth into 2 equal hemispheres.
Underline 2 equal hemispheres. No need. Go ahead. Wow, smart man. No underlining, no writing. But are you understanding now this longitude is dividing the earth into two hemispheres. As an equator divides the earth into two parts. Northern hemisphere. अभी इधर कैसा रहेगा? This side western and this side east. Alright, good.
Local time. The local time of any place is obtained by the overhead sun at grade. For each degree of longitude, the local time varies by 4 minutes.
Underline. No need underline. Check.
For example, the longitude of Mumbai is 73 degrees east, and that of New Delhi is 77 degrees east. If
Wait,
it
I'm
is-
so sorry. Now ये notebook में लिखो, ये calculation करें. First you write Mumbai. How much degree west it is? West के east है.
East
East. East is minus or plus?
plus
Good. And then you write below Delhi. Delhi is how much?
77 degrees.
Write the next. Sorry, read the next.
If it is 12 noon at Mumbai, it must be 16 minutes past 12 noon at New Delhi. at
अभी
the
लिखो
same
मुंबई में कहाँ लिखा लिखो 12 noon. And how will you get 16 minutes add करना पड़ेगा दिल्ली में?
So, 4 degree difference.
So you write next line. 77 minus 74. Sorry, 73. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And you write the difference between Delhi and Mumbai is 4 degrees. And then write Delhi now. Delhi already लिखा है ना?
Yes, sir.
उधर डालो 4 into how many minutes? 4 minutes. That will be
4,
हाँ
16 minutes.
हाँ. अभी क्या करेगा? ऐड करेगा. ना मुंबई में अगर अभी now 12 है तो दिल्ली will be how much? 12 is
16.
बोलिए. Now Delhi will be 16 minutes. Do you understand what they are calculating? Go ahead, read.
This means that there is a huge time difference in the west and Assam in the east. Even in these countries, they have its own difference.
And own local time.
Time zone and standard time. Time zone. To overcome the confusion while allowing the interplay of natural forces to operate, the Earth has been divided into 24 time zones according to the number of hours in a day.
Underline the road, but no need. Sorry.
Each zone covers 15 degree longitude.
Okay.
The time for the whole group is determined on the basis of the central meridian of that place. While countries with smaller east west extent.
Now we are getting into time zones now. But for your level, we are not going to study all the 24 time zones. What is the first time zone given in the whole learning?
Greenwich mean
Then उसके पहले ना standard time. So we are going to study what is standard time. What is the next one we are going to study?
Greenwich mean time.
What I will say for the GM. And the last one is IST. Put the heading in your notebook only. Details नहीं लिखने का, ठीक है? चलेगा ना?
Yes.
Only write the heading. And I will come in 2 minutes. Sir. Sorry, shall we?
Yes.
So now when we are understanding the standard time, this we have to assume how are we calculating. Then we have to understand GMT, that is by Greenwich. If you remember Indian Standard Time, we have a place in India that is called as Allahabad. What is the new name of Allahabad? I told you. So now I am telling you what is the new name. It is Prayagraj. So if you have seen the map of India, when that Tropic of Cancer passes through the center of India, we will have a line which is we call the standard meridian, which is 82° 30 minutes. How much minutes? This is called as Indian Standard Time, so I call it as standard meridian of India. Although India is the 7th largest country, we take time from only one place, and that name of the place is, because when you travel from Arunachal Pradesh to Gujarat, there is a time gap of 2 hours. If India also follows like America or Canada, they have 5 time zones. Won't you think it will add confusion to you? You are taking a flight from Mumbai now. You are going to land at Arunachal Pradesh in next 4 hours. But Arunachal Pradesh is ahead of Mumbai by 2 hours. So now it is 3:30 here. That time it will be 5:30 there. Are you understanding what is the confusion? So now we do not have more than one time zone. We have only one time zone that is called as, that is IST. Chali, read first standard time.
The uniform time based on a certain meridian is known as standard time. Standard time must always be divisible by 7.5 degrees. This allows time to be called by a unit of half and half, and not smaller distances. Greenwich Mean Time.
Okay.
Further, by fixing the time zone, the timer
Now look here. Before you start this word GMT, always we remember which line? Line of longitude, which is 0 degree, which divides the earth into west and east. Here we have 180° at the interval of 1 degree. Here we have 180 lines at the interval of 1 degree. Altogether there are 360. Now you calculate any place from GMT, you have to be saying it should be 12 noon. And then we always understand if we are calculating Indian time from GMT, we have to add plus 5 hours 30 minutes. Any idea why? Because the places at GMT, like London, is behind India by 5 hours 30 minutes. So now it is 3:30. Now in London, they will be away from India by behind India by how many hours? 5 hours. What will be the time? With the perfect 3:30 over there. Say 2:30, 1:30, 12:30, 11:30, 10:30, and half.
10.
So now in London it's only 10 in the morning, and India is ahead of them by 5 hours 30. So whenever you write GMT, you write plus 5. Correct? So plus रहेगा तो east रहेगा क्या west रहेगा?
East.
So are we located in the eastern side or western side? East. Very good. अभी समझा what is EGA and what is WLS? चलो स्मार्ट करते हैं.
Thus, if it is 12 noon at Greenwich at 15° longitude, the time will be 1 AM at 30° east longitude. The time will be 2 PM. The time fixed with reference to Greenwich is called the Greenwich Mean Time.
Underline Greenwich Mean. अच्छा.
Indian Standard Time.
Okay.
In our country, 82° 30 minutes east is the central meridian. It passes through a place near Allahabad.
Underline. अच्छा. एक काम करो. पहले GMT लिखा notebook में. You write place is Greenwich. You write Greenwich is the place located near to London. For India, you write IST. IST लिख दो पहला.
Yes, sir.
And you write located at Allahabad.
Yes,
And bracket you write Prayagraj.
sir.
And you write IST Indians. Sorry. You write standard meridian of India is at how much degree? 82 degree. वो भी लिख देना. Go ahead.
So we can also add it as 82.5.
No problem. Therefore, when you write 32.23.5, that is also allowed, and 30 degree, that is also allowed. For what? Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn को हम लोग कैसे लिखते हैं? 23.5. So you can write even 23.030. Sorry, correct. Sorry.
While fixing the Indian Standard Time with respect to the Greenwich Mean Time, we add 82 degree 30 minutes east into 4 minutes, which is 330 minutes or 5.5 hours.
Okay, underline that. Did I say 5.5 hours? Over the notebook, लिख लो. Only that 5.5 hours and write the sentence. What it is writing.
International wavelength. The line of longitude 180 degree is one and the same for east or west of the primary meridian. Since it is diametrically opposite to the Greenwich meridian, it causes a time difference of a full day or on crossing the line. The time difference works out to 12 hours from either side.
Underline 12 hours.
Thus, on crossing the line.
Now look here. Always we say the Earth rotates from west to east. Now if I'm saying from east to west, either there will be 12 hours ka difference, or if this place comes here, exactly rotation completes in how many hours?
24.
So if this west wants to come here, it will be 24 hours. Or if you're standing here and trying to measure the distance, this will be 12 hours. This will be minus 12 hours. This will be
plus.
Correct. So when you are in US, you are calling morning to India. That time exactly will be 9 to same time. अगर आप उधर morning 9 से call कर रहे हैं, here it will be evening 9 or 8:30. Half an hour here and there, but exact how much are difference? So 12 hours difference. 24 hours तो होता है, but sleeping and getting back है ना? Okay, go ahead.
If it is 8 p.m. Monday, 25 December at Greenwich, it will be 8 a.m. Tuesday, 26 December, or crossing the 180 degree east and west.
अभी समझा why 180 degree? Exactly 24 hours का difference. So उधर 8 a.m. है, उधर 8 p.m. रहेगा. उधर Monday है, तो इधर Tuesday रहेगा. Tuesday किधर रहेगा? W side में या east side में? Plus. And वही अगर आप W side में जाएगा WLS में?
Monday.
बट वो क्या रहेगा? संडे रहेगा ना? हाँ, एक दिन पीछे रहेगा. Go ahead.
While crossing the state line from the west to east, a day is deducted or the time is fixed backward by 1 day. While crossing the ideal from east to west, a day is added, or the calendar is fixed 1 day ahead.
Underline calendar is fixed 1 day. अच्छा, underline तो है. Go ahead.
To avoid the confusion of having different days within the same country, the date line bends and goes zigzag at the varying stripe between Siberia and Alaska, and at Fiji, Tonga, New
Leave
Zealand,
this day some next week. Let's go ahead.
great and small circles. Great circles. A great circle is a circle that is drawn on the surface of a sphere.
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 Now we are talking about Antarctica and Alaska. Where is Antarctica? South. Alaska is towards the north. So normally there is a gap of 24 hours. The season is also more or less extremely oppressive. What is the climate there? freezingly cold. Correct?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The equator is the only latitude that has a great circle.
Hmm.
All longitudes are a part of a great circle.
Hmm.
Small circles which do not pass through the center of the earth are the small circles.
Underline I can go. Notebook में only लिख लो great circle and small circle. Great circle is only one. Which is that circle?
Equator.
Very good. Great circle, you write hyphen equator.
Characteristics.
Did you write small circle also?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. Go ahead.
Arcs of great circles are the shortest route between 2 points on the sphere.
Hmm.
Characteristics of a great circle.
Okay.
A great circle is a theoretical circle formed by the intersection of the Earth's surface and an imaginary plane that passes.
Okay. Now, if I want to show you great circle, I will say only one great circle is there. What is that great circle?
Equator.
Now, if I want to draw any other circle, ये भी है ना?
Yes.
All other circle will be smaller,
Smaller.
except only one great circle. So if you move away from north side to the equator or to the south side, except the equator circle, all other. Are you understanding? You have to understand in a 3D. If I circle it, this is the biggest. This is the smallest. This is the smallest. Small, small, small. And you come down, small, small, small. So which is the only great circle? Made at equator. Go ahead.
All such circles pass through or touch the center of the circle. Infinite number of circles that touch the two opposite ends of the square.
What is the other word for infinite? Uncountable.
Can be drawn on a sphere. Intersecting great circles always bisect each other.
Underline bisect. What is bisecting? Cutting. Cutting. Okay.
Uses of great circles. Navigators use great circles to find the shortest distance between any two points on the Earth's surface. A great circle route is the shortest distance between two places on the Earth and lies on the arc of a great circle. Great circle routes are especially important for places that are on opposite sides of the globe. Most globes show great circle route between distant ports across the entire
Atlantic Ocean.
The Pacific and the Indian Ocean. Great circles are used by meteorologists.
Who are meteorologists?
To determine the climate.
Very good. Who study? लोग कैसे determine? जो है वही study करेगा ना? वो क्यों determine करेगा? फिर आप बोलेगा मैं तो नहीं मानेगा, है ना? चलो go ahead.
Conditions in a region. Locating places. With the help of the grid, we can locate places on the globe or the map. If we know the latitude and longitude of those places. Worked out examples. The latitude and longitude of 3 places given below.
ये देखिए उसका नीचे है, मैं अभी उसके पहले you look at this what do you call it? What is great circle and small circle, right? Let us go to the smallest.
Dear children, welcome back. After a long time, we are meeting. It's a great pleasure to me that though I'm meeting you to this video once again.
ये नहीं चाहिए आपका meeting, है ना? What is this dear children meeting? What for the identification?
for this video is great circles and small circles. In this video, we will explain its definition and cite some examples to understand it easier. During our elementary or grade school years, we all know that the Earth is not a perfect sphere.
What it is? Oblate
Earth's
sphere.
shape is oblate spheroid.
Oblate.
But what is the meaning of oblate spheroid? Oblate spheroid, or ellipsoid of revolution, is defined as a sphere that is wider at its horizontal axis than its vertical axis. The horizontal axis, or the equatorial diameter of the Earth, is 12,756 kilometers, while the vertical axis, or the polar diameter, is 12,714 kilometers. Comparing the two distances, the equator is about 42 kilometers larger than the polar diameter. Thus, the shape of the Earth is oblate spheroid.
Understanding they are asking the diameter.
Right circles are defined as circles formed on the surface of the Earth by the intersection of plane passing through the center of the Earth, thereby dividing the Earth into two equal parts. The key points in this definition is that it passes through the center of the Earth.
I can put this line in a notebook. Great circle. And copy down. Are you seeing? ये कट किया तो great circle दिख रहा है. Our circle formed on the circle. I'm sorry. Okay. If does this Bhagyashree gives you like this only in other classes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your friend,
Yes.
she gives. क्या बोलते हैं तुम्हारा language में? Looking at her, receiving like this. Anytime she has left you alone.
No, sir.
Only today.
Yes, sir.
She has also gone for leave.
Other times.
But in other lectures, they have how many students?
Right.
In history, anytime like this?
No.
Understand and write. If you don't understand, please ask. While writing, you should understand. If you don't understand, please ask. Huh?
No, sir.
Okay. Good, you are. Shall I?
And it divides the Earth into two equal parts. The first part and the second part. The center of the great circle is the same as the center of the sphere. Needless to say that the radius of the great circle is also the radius of the Earth. The arcs of three great circles form a spherical triangle. These spherical triangles will be used for solving problems which will be tackled in the other videos. great circles on Earth. One example of great circle is the meridian. A meridian is defined as a great circle going through the geographic poles north and south, where the axis of rotation intersects in the Earth's surface. Therefore, all meridian or longitude lines and their complements are great circles. One of the characteristics of meridian is that it has upper branch.
I want to stop this. Are you able to see what ये meridian वाला great circle है? The earlier one, what we have done, it was that equator type. Now this is also great circle, but now earlier one was on a horizontal direction. Now this is a longitude. It's a great circle going through the poles, north and south, where the axis, polar axis intersects the Earth's surface. What is polar? The north pole line, south pole. All meridians are of longitude lines and their complements are great circle. वो latitude में जब देखा तो एक ही great circle मिला. Whereas longitude में all are great circle. Do you accept? No.
No.
Did I not say when I say these lines are of same length? When I'm seeing ये एक circle बनाया, ये line ने भी एक circle बनाया. This line is also making a circle. This line is also making a circle. Since all the lines are of equal length, are you saying this one, this one, this one? So if I'm cutting from here, both the circle will be exact same. If I cut the Earth using the equator, अभी इधर से cut कर रहा हूँ, Tropic of Cancer. This circle will be smaller, this circle will be bigger. Whereas if I cut it from equator, equal. But longitudes में कैसा? They all start from. I don't know what is your latest. देखो, ये lines are same. So circles made by this line will also be same. Okay.
And lower branch. The upper branch of a meridian is the half from pole to pole passing through a given point.
Pole to pole.
And the lower branch is the opposite half. To understand the upper and lower branch, I will give you an example. Prime meridian is a meridian passing through the Royal Greenwich Observatory in London. Its longitude is defined to be at 0 degrees, while international dateline is the line that passes through the mid-Pacific Ocean and follows a 180-degree longitude north-south line on the Earth. As you can see in the illustration, prime meridian is half of a great circle. International dateline also represents the other half of the great circle. When these two are combined, they create.
Look here, this is prime meridian. Did I say 0 degree? This is west and this is east. An international dateline is not exactly the same line. It is cutting across various countries. Correct?
Yes.
Passes through the mid of the Pacific Ocean. ये है Pacific. And roughly follows 180-degree longitude. ये roughly है. Is it exactly straight like this meridian?
No.
So this is international. Different paths, the time will be different. Correct?
A full great circle which cuts the Earth into two equal halves. In this example, prime meridian, which is at 0 degrees, is the upper branch. Why? Because according to the definition, this half from pole to pole, which passes through a given point, and the international dateline at 180 degrees is the lower branch, for the reason that lower branch is defined as the opposite half. Another example of great circle is the equator. An equator is an imaginary line around the middle of the planet. It is halfway between the North Pole and South Pole at 0 degrees latitude. Also, every point on the equator is at angular distance of 90 degrees from each point. Small circles per circle formed on the surface of the Earth by the intersection of a plane that does not pass through the center of the Earth and does not divide the Earth into two equal.
Then one, it does not pass through the center, correct? Does it divide into two equal parts? Does it?
No.
That's why they are called as.
Small circle.
Alright.
The key point on this definition is it does not pass through the center of the Earth, just like the illustration on the right. Common example of small circle is the parallel of latitude. It is defined as an imaginary line around the Earth that is parallel to the equator.
Look at this circle, the circle which is big. Is it big circle or small circle?
Small.
So only one circle is the big, and all other circle are
Small.
Examples of parallel latitude are Tropic of Cancer, which lies at 23.5 degrees north, Tropic of Capricorn at 23.5 degrees south, Arctic Circle at 66.5 degrees north, and the Antarctic Circle at 66.5 degrees south. Thank you for watching my video. If you have any topics or topics that you want to be discussed and explained,
that's it. Let's go ahead. और कितना दिया देखना उधर.
Use this vectors located equation.
Which one you want to explain? Read silently and tell me. I don't want you to be punished. I'll show you all videos. You can ask me which part of the chapter you want to explain. Heading डालो notebook में ये डाल के this you have done.
Yes.
Users with that. Only put the heading and then go home and fill it. Okay, so great circle, small circle, लिखो characteristics लिखना, and then you put the heading and write users, है ना? And read through and tell me where you want to explain. What is the next topic given? Just check.
Locating places.
Locating places में कितना heading है?
Worked out example.
What is that?
So the latitude and
वो Montreal और एक India का रहेगा. वो example में explain. Right? If Prime Minister in India is speaking,
yes, yes.
बस वो read लो.
It is 5:30 p.m. in India when the Prime Minister's radio broadcast made from Montreal in
It's
Canada.
Montreal. Say it again.
Montreal in Canada was heard.
Both are in which hemisphere?
Eastern.
India is here, Canada is somewhat here. Now, when the Indian Prime Minister is speaking on India, what is the time now? 5:30 p.m.
PM.
Correct? So that will be how many hours? 17:30 hours. Sure. Read the next slide.
What must have been the time at Montreal?
It's Montreal. Say it again. Montreal. Read the solution. एक काम करो, ये notebook में डालो. Direct only write the question. No need to copy down the question. And solution को देख के लिखो. Tell me if I explain it for you. First, write only the first line and then tell me. I will tell the second. Read that line. मेरे पहले पूरा कॉपी कर दो. Your house is how far from the field?
Sector 10.
Sector 10. Taking the sector.
7. Or 11.
Orange living.
Or 11.
Very sector 10, you cross by this road and go to that side. I mean, carpet for many years, I mean, the one for a sector 10. And basically, what are the just behind it? What is the least chemical in sector 9? Restriction. What is content?
Yes, sir.
Only copy the first method, don't need to go for the second one. We'll give it the method special first. Now you have the written part is with you. Now, what time is the Indian Prime Minister speaking? And now they are asking to find at the same time what will be the time in Canada. That's the place is Montreal. Let's see. After consulting Atlas, we find Montreal is how much degree west?
74 degree.
Time in India is 1530. So that is 1730. India is ahead of, did I write somewhere here?
5 hours 30.
Correct. Now let us understand that if it is 5 hours 30 minutes, time at Greenwich, we assume which are 12 noon. Then Montreal time difference with respect to GMT, you have to multiply 74 into 4 minutes. Why? From here, it is 74 degree. मैंने क्या बोला? Every degree, 1 degree is 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Multiplied by 74 into that will be 296. Good. So 296, then they are converting that into how many hours?
4 hours 30.
And just converted 296 to divide karo chalo. 6. Understand what is 6 na? 60 minutes. And this is divided by 6.
Okay, then.
अब एक बार आराम से डिवाइड करो. Shall I divide orally? If it is 49.3, 4 hours ले लेंगे 4.56 है. When you divide the 296 by how much? 6. 6 fours are 24, correct?
Yes.
That is 29 minus 24 is 5. Then we have to bring 6, correct? 56. So directly आप इतना ही कर लो 4 घंटा 56 मिनट. Then look at the next line. Montreal is to the west of GMT. So therefore we have to minus or we have to plus.
Fine.
What is that formula for west per hour? What is WLS stands for? Some. So therefore 12 hours minus. अब ये minus करके देखो. 12 hours. Dot 12 dot double zero. Exact मिला? Minus किया. That's very good. I'm giving you some new time. You will do the same sum. Instead of 5:30, you make it as 10:30 p.m. समझा? 10:30 p.m. He is addressing in India at 10:30 p.m. What is the time at Montreal? Montreal तो वही है ना. Everything is the same. Only I'm changing the timing. There it was 5:30. Now it is 10:30. There is chapter ज़्यादा है ना. You understood or not? Twelve minus क्या करना पड़ेगा? 4 hours 56 है ना, वो भी चेंज हो जाएगा. हो रहा है. That's it. I pick up only 2 questions from the volume. Solve it. I will start a new chapter in the next class. Will do. So you solve 1, 2 only. Then geography grid answer is there in the first page. Introduction में दिया है. It's a geography grid. You put question number 1 and write it in your wall. Notebook. Only 2 answers. आराम से करो. 1 and 2 up. Then we'll be solving a new chapter from a new length. Interesting है ना? Rotation and evolution.
8 planets that rotate around the sun. The period of rotation is the amount of time it takes a planet to rotate completely on its axis. And the period of revolution is the amount of time it takes the planet to revolve completely around the sun. Up first is Mercury. The Mercury period of rotation is 58 days, 19 hours. And the period of revolution is 88 days.
Look,
A day
they are
on
very close to
Mercury
the
is almost
correct.
59 days on Earth. Venus, the period of rotation, 243 days, 16 hours. And it rotates retrograde, in other words, in an opposite direction. And the period of revolution is 224 days, 17 hours. It also has the longest rotation of all the planets. Next, we have Earth. The Earth's period of rotation is 23 hours, 56 minutes.
But now we see it is not exactly 24 hours. 56 minutes. You calculate it for how many days? 365 days. It will be close to 6 hours. Are you seeing? अभी ये 4 मिनट बाकी है. If you multiply by 365 days, ना आपको एक साल में 6 घंटा मिलेगा. So if you multiply it for 4 years, 4 into 6 is how much? 24 hours. So 5th year कौन सा डे बनता है? अभी समझे क्यों एग्जैक्टली अपने को 4 साल के बाद एक ही बार लीप ईयर आता है. So always you remember, हम लोग अपना कैलकुलेशन के लिए we remember it is 24 hours. But जबकि इतना है और भी seconds भी है, but they are not introduced. Correct?
Period of revolution, 365 days, 6 hours. And it looks blue from space because it's 70% water.
I feel this is very interesting. What is interesting? Look at this. Average. There are some places which are minus 40. There are many places which are above 37. अभी ये साल हम गए ना ऊपर. राजस्थान में कहाँ? राजस्थान में तो 54 डिग्री निकला. But on an average, they are saying it is minus 30. जैसे कारगिल भी it is minus 40. 8 महीने के लिए. So this is the temperature.
Next, Mars. Period of rotation, 24 hours, 40 minutes. Period of revolution, 1 year, 322 days. And the atmosphere on Mars is so thin that water would quickly boil away. Next, we move out to the gas giants, and up first is
This is
Jupiter.
the biggest planet.
Jupiter is the largest planet, and its period of rotation is 9 hours, 54 minutes. And its period of revolution is 11 years, 313 days. Saturn, period of rotation, 10 hours, 42 minutes. Period of, and the period of, is almost period of 100. Period of revolution for Neptune.
Please understand.
So there we go, the period of revolution and rotation for the 8 planets. Thank you.
Let us understand the general meaning of the word rotation. You know what is rotation and revolution, na? Yeah.
Have you ever wondered about how Earth moves? Earth moves in 2 ways, rotation and revolution. Earth rotates counterclockwise on its axis, which is an imaginary line that runs through its center and passes through the north and south poles. It takes Earth 24 hours to make one spin. One complete spin of Earth on its axis
And look at
is
even the axis, are you seeing? Is it straight or is it tilted? And you have to know.
called a rotation. This is what creates days and nights. Early in the morning, the sun rises in the east. If you are at a beach on the Atlantic Ocean, you can see the sun appearing as if it is rising in the waters in the horizon. Earth is rotating so that this particular location is being exposed to the sun. When it begins spinning out of the sun's light, it appears that the sun is setting or slowly falling back down. This is the Earth spinning away from the sun's light. If you are at a beach on the Atlantic Ocean and the sun has set, then the sky becomes darker because Earth is rotating away from its light source. Earth rotates to face away from the sun for about 12 hours. It takes 24 hours for Earth to rotate on its axis, but it moves in another way as well. Earth follows a slightly elliptical path around the sun. One revolution around the sun takes 365 days on Earth. One full orbit around the sun is called a revolution. The exact amount of time it takes for Earth to make a complete orbit around the sun is actually 364 1/4 days. Since you can't have part of a day calculated into the calendar, leap years are created. A leap year happens every 4 years, when the year has one extra day added into the calendar. The day added every 4 years is always February 29th. So every 4 years, the month of February has 29 days instead of 28. This is a result of Earth's revolution around the sun. Earth's rotation and revolution are very important to us. Earth's movements on its axis and around the sun are what creates.
Exactly 4:50. Enjoy the break. And then we'll come by 4:30. Did you write the heading? Rotation and revolution.
Yes.
Okay. So we just explain first. And we'll play this video a little bit later. Okay. Okay. So understand this. So let's go. So when we are talking about this word rotation and revolution, rotation on its own axis. Who is doing it? Who is doing it? Earth. How about it is on the elliptical orbit? When that video was played in, you can ask me, sir, what is this word elliptical means? When I'm saying this is the sun in the center, correct? Then we have the other planets. We are least worried about other planets. We are only worried about our planet. So I'm saying this is what the Earth is doing. So this is our sun and Earth. So when any object on its own axis it is rotating. So for rotation, complete one rotation, you remember 23 hours and how many minutes? 54 minutes. Did I not say 6 minutes every time? So just to avoid confusion, we say it is. Whereas on a normal year, the complete revolution will take how many days? 365 days. Now then, we say this 6 minutes multiplied by your 365. In 1 year, you will get 6 hours extra. Multiplied by how many year? 4 years. That is how much?
34
hours. So that will be 366 days. This is which year?
B.
How do you identify whether that is a year is a leap year or not?
But X, right?
Where
Very funny.
29. So now you understood. So put the heading, only draw the diagram, only write this part. Small diagram. Neatly with a pencil, huh? Don't draw character. Understood? Aram se karo, but don't do it neatly. We will write what is a rotation, what is a revolution, and accordingly we'll go ahead. First draw this time to come this side or you can come here. Okay.
So that's good.
Why, ma'am? Wait. My child is in the sunlight. You like sunlight, my boy?
Yes.
Whole day we are running away from the sunlight. Write down, as no need to write. Read what is rotation.
Of on its axis from west to east once.
Wait, only where you have written the word rotation, or you write like this. Spinning of the earth, on its own axis. Itna hi likho, short mein likho. Spinning of earth on its own axis. Which direction to which direction?
East to west.
Yeah, east. Good. अच्छा देखो.
The imaginary manufacturing.
No need to write what is axis. We not going to what an axis. Children tell me, sir, if there is no axis, what will happen? Any idea what will happen? Very good. Or even if rotate, it will wobble around. You know what is wobbling? Nahi dekha hai? I said this is the earth. Now it has an axis like this. Now when this ball is rotating, since it is having a fulcrum, it will rotate like this. If there is no fulcrum, kabhi idhar se, kabhi idhar se, kabhi idhar se, kabhi idhar se. But that will not cause proper days and nights. Even now we have an axis. Even now we have how much it is tilted. The days of east and west are always differing. Did we not do which two countries we have studied? India and Canada. Correct. Chelly, go ahead.
The axis is rotated at an angle of 23.5 degrees. This means that if a line were drawn parallel to the plane of the Earth orbit, the axis would make an angle of 66.5 to the right.
Only remember 66. उधर axis लिखा है ना, उसके नीचे लिखो tilted. Opposite will accept. Very good. Tilted. How much degree?
66.
That will be this one. Age of degree of 23.5. Now look here. I said if I draw a straight line, I draw a straight line. But my axis is tilted like this. So the angle of the straight line towards the tilt is how much degree? It is 23.5 degree tilt. If I don't tilt the axis, it will be straight like this. Now, since it is tilted, it is like this. Samjha? So we are measuring which angle? This angle. Go ahead.
Characteristics of rotation. Direction. The Earth completes one rotation from west to east on the axis in 20 hours minutes, 4.09 seconds.
Even they are giving seconds as well. I mean, instead I make you to learn only how many hours? 24 hours. But if you don't want to remain the seconds, how much hours do we have?
20.
I'm 56.
Then adding 0.9.
Then if it is I multiply 4 minutes for 365 days, it will be 6 hours. 8 4 minutes बच गया है 1 दिन देखो I say it is 23 hours. How much minutes?
50.
For 24 hours, how much minutes is left?
4.
If I calculate for how many days? 20, like 2, 1, 4, 6 are 24, 26, correct? Then how much? 3 is 12, 1. Sorry, it will be something like 360, correct? Now then, if I say in one day, ये 360 minutes मिल रहा है, तो 360 minutes को अगर मैं divide by कितना करूँ 60. So in one year I am getting extra how many hours?
6 hours.
Multiplied by how many years?
4 years.
So it will be how many days? 1 day.
4 hours.
24 hours. तो 4 साल के बाद हमको 1 साल extra आता है. That is 29 February. That is which year?
Leap year.
So that day revolution will be 3.
Sir, last year, leap year was there.
I don't know. Did you observe the calendar? Last year was normal. Now I think ये साल भी normal था. अभी next year और उसका next year leap year.
Next year,
How do you do? We are in 2024. Na? 2024 December. Now 2024 December is 29 days. So this year we are going 3rd year. Next year it will be leap year. Okay. So read on.
inclination.
Instead of tilting, the geographers politely use the word incline. What is incline? How are you sitting? Turn this straight. I will try to turn this side. You sit straight. You only underneath. Go like this. What are you doing? Or inclining. What is a straight position? This. So my axis is straight is like this or like this. How much degree it is inclined? And it is inclined like this. Okay, go ahead.
Speed, the speed of the Earth's rotation at the equator.
What is circumference? If you calculate the whole line, that is the length. And look at the speed of the Earth that it is rotating. But do you think you and me are feeling that speed? Why not? It's rotating at such a speed, we feel the Earth is still. But it is rotating as well as around Alright.
That's all the rotation of the Earth. Day and night are caused by the rotation of the Earth.
You and me feels that they are only aging. Are you happy? I said only 9. Are you happy? No, I said so. But how long will you sleep? I don't know whether you have gone through some medical leave, be very fit and fine. If you are lying on a bed for more than 2 days due to some health issues, do you like it then? Why? Because I want to get up. Today, you and me always cries away in the since 12 hours we are working, the body automatically needs sleep. I ask you, when you are sleeping, you really think your brain is rest? What is the brain? What the soul? I am asking, thinking, and then what is it? Who is the person जो बोलते हैं कि मुझे ड्रीम ही नहीं आता सबका even by sleeping also you think अरे वो काम करना था ना कोई वो नहीं किया कहीं जाना कहीं नहीं किया and the brain will be and normally the dreams are nothing but unfinished thoughts as you are saying with Dadaji na God bless you. Normally these old age people na they will have any dreams or they will have no dreams कि उनका लाइफस्टाइल अपने जैसा बिजी नहीं था Why? नॉर्मल उठता था क्लॉक भी नहीं है 7 बज गया चलो we'll go to the farm they will work till the sun is exactly overhead बोलेगा 12 बज गया now is the time to go come take food they'll sleep and then the sun is tilting and when they say oh 4 o'clock I have to sit with the cattle 6 7 तक पूरा डाल they eat their dinner somewhat like 8:30. For you and me, look how much thoughts we are taking. Sorry, I don't know, you are too late to understand, but I'll tell you that very simply. If your brain is put to limited thoughts, understand limited thoughts? Both then खेत में जाना काम करके करना है then any other thoughts in brain will have nothing. How about yours? Every morning you take a चल रहता है next then अच्छा you play then what do you play me अच्छा then
they are reading, studying at night. 2 o'clock at home.
every day
Then they
in days होता है why now to holiday ना why are you students
now the school is very
so look from morning till evening although the sunrise to sunset we are seeing but within that our brain is overburdened with so many things for example if you are very not good in math take example the current maths physics कुछ नहीं आता people कब आएगा exam आ रहा है तो how many thoughts and the one thought is connected to several lakhs of thoughts but do you think from morning getting up till you sleep is all the thoughts coming to an end so whatever the leftover thoughts the brain works so even today many people say you sleep is not it is not the rest for brain. And how can you give your brain a rest? How do you do meditation? Closing your eyes, try to remove anything and everything which comes. But sorry to say, I am not doing for the last 2.5 minutes. That's not meditation, it's anything. But fraction of minutes. If it's no, I'm meditating. But it's a matter of concentration. But second, so normally in our geography, we say the Earth has a big potential on all this. Did I not speak about that astrology? Even these planets which are rotating in an Earth, they put an influence on what? The Earth. And same influence on human. समझा? अभी ये पूरा हम लोग बंद कर देते हैं. मैं बोलता हूँ neither the Earth is rotating nor it is revoluting. But then there is no life at all. Then ऐसा हो गया then everything will come to a standstill. For example, many of our friends are in such good job. एक जगह पर morning करता है, night करता है. तो कैसा पाता है? मतलब that is my health. One day I'm running here, one day I'm running here, one day here. Even at the class also I'm not standing in one place. My body has come used to it. Maybe I get a job where I'm going till sitting. Till 6, then I also have a big protruding belly. This is a Sarah friends there. Why? They're unable to get up. But their job demands sitting in one. So this is what if it stays in one, the whole universe will come to a standstill. Good.
This happens. The Earth's rotation. So this.
Now, if I say, sir, if there is no rotation, the immediate effect will be on day and night. You understand? That side of the earth which is facing the sun, for example, this is facing the sun, will have always daytime. That side of the earth which is opposite of the sun will always have the night. Now, since it is rotating, might be this side might have come here, and this side might have come down. Sun is in its place. Who is rotating? The side which is facing the sun will have day, opposite of the earth will have
Night.
then leave 12 hours. What 12 hours? Again, the earth which was facing the sun will become night. It's okay. काम कर रहे हैं और एक वीडियो दिखाओ. Are you tired? So tomorrow what lecture are running? You see only one day. ये नहीं देखा ना?
Days, nights, and years. For people on Earth. Rotation and revolution of Earth result in lightness and darkness, the seasons, and the length of day.
Yes, just finished. Shall we do together only? Revolution.
Revolution of the Earth and its effects. The spinning of the Earth around its own axis, which is an imaginary axis, is known as rotation of the Earth. Now, this axis is tilted at an angle of 23.5 from the vertical. And with this tilted axis, the Earth revolves around the sun, and that is known as revolution. So these are the two important motions of the Earth, that is rotation and revolution. The axis of the Earth is an imaginary line passing through the center of the Earth as it does on the globe. The two endpoints through which the axis passes is known as North Pole and South Pole. The axis is tilted at an angle of 23.5 from the vertical. This means that if a line were drawn parallel to the plane of the Earth's orbit, the Earth would make an angle of 66.5 degrees to this line. Now let us understand the characteristics of rotation. The first one is direction. The Earth completes one rotation from west to east on its axis in 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.09 seconds. Which
If I put this measurement, you see this. If I put this measurement, is it easy for you to calculate? Now, at least we are okay with 24 hours, 56 minutes.
Yes.
But if I take this, then they will be better. So normally ये पूरा avoid करने के लिए अपन ये पूरा क्या कर लेता है?
it comes to 24 hours. Then it is inclination of the axis of the Earth. The Earth is always tilted in the same direction. That is, it is pointing towards pole star. That is, its north pole is pointing towards pole star as it is moving around the
So
Earth.
this also we might have studied. This pole star always point towards this direction. देखो उसका भी उसमें reason दे दिया. So this is my axis which is tilted and one star always in this direction.
Sun. Third is the speed of the Earth's rotation. The speed of the Earth's rotation at the equator is 1,670 kilometers
Is
per
it correct? Normally the speed is maximum, whereas here the speed will slow. Why? Because you see this is very much bulging. Is it bulging? When we are moving up and down, it doesn't come flattened. So it is in 1 hour, look at the speed. So that's why if you remain in these countries, which countries? Generally, I was there working in Singapore for 4.5 months. क्या हो जाता था? Then उधर day and night बहुत fast चलता है.
Yes.
How do you know? अच्छा. हमको ऐसा लगेगा ही नहीं कि हमने सुबह उठा काम किया फटाफट. Whereas you go to poles, especially Canada, what will happen? You feel once the winter comes now, you feel the days are very, very short and nights are very, very long. So normally the rotation speed at the equator is very high. Okay. I don't interpret.
because the circumference of the Earth is 40,070 kilometers. So at the equator, the Earth will be traveling 40,070 kilometers and it is covered in 24 hours. So in 1 hour, the Earth rotates 1,670 kilometers per hour. So if we sum up the characteristics of rotation of the Earth, it is the Earth completes one rotation from west to east on its axis in 23 hours, 56 minutes, 4.09 seconds. That is roughly 24 hours. The Earth is always tilted in the same direction as it is moving around the sun. And the speed of
correct. When that diagram was shown, I said it tilt आगे पीछे change. If it is tilted towards this direction, even rotating also revoluting, the tilt is like this only. ऐसा नहीं कि ऊपर आते ऐसा हो जाता. Okay, अगर वैसा होगा तो then और गड़बड़ हो.
Earth's rotation at the equator is 1,670 kilometers per hour. Now let us learn the effects of rotation. The first and the important effect is that day and night are caused by the rotation of the Earth on its axis. This is because a part of the Earth faces the sun and it has day, and the other part which does not face the sun has night. And this happens with precision and progression and not suddenly. So I will say this happens accurately and gradually. It does not happen suddenly. The time when the sun begins to cast its light in the morning is known as dawn. At noon, the sun is overhead. At dusk, that is in the evening, we see the twilight. Twilight is the light that we see after the sun sets.
Do we have a twilight every day? What time to what time? We have it once in the morning and once in the evening. Normally, morning twilight is not observed. Whereas evening twilight is observed. Twilight का मतलब double में. On one side, the sun is setting down. Other side, what is going to rise?
Here, the sun is disappearing in the sky. At night, we all know it is so beautiful and completely dark. The duration of the day and night is not equal at all the places on the Earth. This is because of the inclined axis of the Earth. If you look at the important latitudes on the Earth, it is equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, and the Antarctic Circle. Now, if you see the lines carefully, in the southern hemisphere, you will understand that the duration of night is longer. And in the northern hemisphere, the duration of day is longer than the night. The reason is the northern hemisphere is facing the sun and the southern hemisphere is facing away from the sun. But if you look at the Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle, the Arctic Circle is completely in day. So when the Earth is rotating, the entire region beyond the Arctic Circle will have day. There the sun will not set. Whereas in the southern hemisphere, beyond the Antarctic Circle, you will see it is completely dark. And here the sun will not rise.
the length of the day varies with respect to even seasons as well as latitudes. So the length of the day varies with respect to latitude, but also seasons, and we shall be learning about them gradually. Then it is the sunrise and the sunset. This happens because of rotation of the earth. Then it is the Coriolis effect. Now we all know that the earth is spinning at a great speed. At the equator, it is 1,670 kilometers per hour. Second, we have learned that because of the spherical nature of the earth, different part of the earth receives different amount of sunlight. So there is difference in temperature at different places. Because there is difference in temperature, there will be difference in pressure. Some places will have a high pressure and some other place will have a low pressure. And because of that, the wind moves. The wind always moves from a high pressure area towards low pressure area. Now, when the wind is moving on the surface of the earth, the wind bends. The wind bends because the earth is rotating at a great speed. In the southern hemisphere, the wind will bend towards left. And in the northern hemisphere, the wind bends towards right.
When we are doing the fourth chapter, whether can be this is high pressure and we have a low pressure. This is high pressure, this is low pressure. Normally the winds move from which pressure to which pressure? High to low. So here it is bending towards the right. Here it is bending towards the left.
Now when you look at these arrows,
Very interesting.
it is very clear that they are bending towards left. But when you are looking at these arrows, it will appear as if they are also bending towards left. But for the arrows in the south, you will be looking from the southern end. Similarly, for the arrows in the northern hemisphere, you have to look at it from the northern end. Then you will see that they are actually bending towards right. So the wind in the northern hemisphere always bends towards right, and in the southern hemisphere, they bend towards left. But in the equatorial region, that is region between 5 degrees north and 5 degrees south, the wind does not bend. These are the regions of doldrum, or we say these are the regions of calm, and these are the regions of low pressure. The next important phenomena that we see is the sun, the moon, and the stars seems to move from east to west. Now you may say that you have seen sun moving from east to west. What about the moon and the stars? But actually, if you see in time lapse, you will understand that they all are moving from east to west. This is because the earth is spinning from west to east. Now, this effect is similar to what one experiences while sitting.
Earth again ghumta hai west to east, and we are all moving from east to west. That's why we are still standing. If we walk on the same direction where Earth is moving, we will follow. How much is the speed in the centers? 1670 per hour. I don't know if you have sat in your car. आप या जो भी कार चलाते कितना किलोमीटर पर आवर का स्पीड में जाता है? 50, 60, 80, in fast 100. Don't you think 100 is also very fast for you and me? Imagine 1670. 1000 के ऊपर अपने कार पर जाएगा ही, है ना? But Earth इतना fast घूमता है, but still then we don't feel it because we are in the opposite. Earth is moving from here to here.
In a train and looking,
and we are moving from here to. Okay.
Out of the window. What do we see? We see the trees and buildings and everything moving in the opposite direction to that of the train. The reason is the train is moving at a very great speed. The same happens with the earth. When you look at the sky, it appears as if the sun, moon, and the stars are moving, but actually the earth is spinning on its imaginary axis. Then the earth also generates centripetal force. Centrifugal force is the force that is generated from the center towards the periphery.
It was simple element. There are two forces. One is centrifugal. Center say side के तरफ जाएगा. Centripetal side से अंदर की तरफ आएगा. Since the force is moving from the mid of the center towards like this, the earth is maintaining everything on its own. अभी सोचा if earth is having centripetal मतलब क्या है? From all sides the force will come and meet inside. Then it is trouble for you and me.
That is towards the edges. This is because the earth is spinning at a very great speed. It is the same effect that we see every day in our kitchen when we are operating a mixer. All the chutney will come and stick on the edges of the glass. And this is the reason that along the equator, there is a bulge in the earth, and the earth is said to be geode shaped. Then rotation also causes difference in time, because when the earth is spinning, some part of the earth has the
I can see. Plus important. Why are you punishing yourself? Washroom put some water in. No problem. Why not? I leave you 10 minutes. Okay, freshen up and put some water in. It should not be a punishment for you. More. Move around. Then switch on that. I can switch off. Even I feel the same. Morning में क्या था नहीं कर रहा था, but I don't know what is happening today. Let's check. See, turned on. Seems to be working, but it is not working. You could have told me, na, it is on the lowest degree, but still it is. What will happen? Na? The more heat you are experiencing, the more you will.
Only the air is coming. Cold air is not coming.
Morning से ऐसे कर सकते हैं. Better switch. It's making noise. That is switch. Want to take some cold water? You go.
Yes, sir.
day, and some other part has night. Some part of the earth there is sunrise happening, and somewhere else the sun is setting. So different part of the earth will have different time. Then the short rotational period makes the variation of temperature between day as well as night moderate. So neither day nor night is extreme, it is moderate. The rotation and revolution also causes seasons and variation in the length of day and night, and we are soon going to learn that. So let us summarize the effects of rotation. The effects of rotation are occurrence of day and night, sunrise and sunset, Coriolis effect. The sun, moon, and the stars seem to move from east to west, centrifugal force, rotation, and we have seen rotation causes difference in time.
Yeah, do one thing. Put the heading in a notebook. Effects of rotation. And easy, Anna? Copy down occurrence of day and night, Coriolis effect. When you look at this, except 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there is something called as Coriolis. What is Coriolis? Normally, when the earth is rotating, the winds come and strike the earth. If the earth was very stable, it could have hit and gone in a normal direction. But since the earth is rotating, the wind comes, rotates, instead of going this direction, it will deflect to this. So whatever winds get deflected due to the moving part of the earth is called, Coriolis. And then you've seen centrifugal. The center of the earth is pushing all the things out. And where you and me are living, we are living on the crust, outermost. If we could have located close to the equator, that's what, the time is very fast. And you will feel the whole year comes to an as if it's like only 8 months in a different country. But if you are living in poles, you understand poles? You will feel the whole year takes double the time what it is, but more or less it is the same. The rotation of the earth makes the time difference. Correct? Let's go ahead.
And the last one is the side of the earth. Now we have seen that the earth is spinning around its own axis, and this axis is tilted. With this tilted axis, when the earth revolves around the sun in an elliptical orbit, that is the orbit.
This is what I was trying to explain. Is the orbit circular? Is the orbit circular? What it is? What does it mean? Oval shape, oval shape.
Orbit that appears like an ellipse. Ellipse means an elongated circle. So when the earth is revolving around the sun in an elliptical orbit, we call it as revolution of the earth. And this leads to various phenomena. The earth moves at an average speed of 29.8 kilometers per second, or it is easy to remember 1 lakh kilometers per hour. So earth,
it is the distance covered by earth in 1 hour. We can imagine from north to south, How much is the distance? 3,200 kilometers. For moving from north to south, we might take close to plane se jayega ya train se jayega close to 8 hours. But what is the speed of the earth? 1670. What is 1670? Kilometers per hour. मैंने नहीं बोला मिडिल में इतना स्पीड रहता है उसका. तो ये पूरा 1,00,000 किलोमीटर घूमता है इन how many hours?
Is spinning at a speed of 1,670 kilometers per hour, and the Earth is revolving around the Sun in an elliptical orbit at a speed of 1,00,000 kilometers per hour. Now, if we see the revolution, the Sun is not exactly in the center of the ellipse. Because it is not at the center of the ellipse, the Earth, when it is revolving around the Sun, there are
Is
times.
it correct that the sun is not in the center? So if I calculate this distance and this distance, it will be ये जरा ज़्यादा दूर निकल. Similarly, look at this distance. Is it shortest?
Yes.
Since it is not at the center of the earth, there are only 2 days in a year. What happens? When the day and night is of 12 hours. अभी इधर रहेगा सबसे shortest. या इधर रहेगा. And इधर रहेगा तो सबसे longest. Understanding what I'm saying? So we are going to have only 2 days in a year where nights and day are of exact 12 hours. You'll say.
When it is closer to the Sun, and there are times when it is far away from the Sun. When the Earth comes closer to the Sun, that time the speed of revolution around the Sun increases. And when the Earth is away from the Sun, the speed of revolution reduces. This is mainly because of the gravitational force of the Sun. Now, the Earth completes one revolution around the Sun in 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 45.51 seconds. But we roughly take it as 365 days and 6 hours. Now, to adjust this 6 hours, we have the concept of leap year. And leap year comes once in 4 years. So on the 4th year, February, instead of 28 days, we have 29 days. And in this way, we adjust this 6 hours. Let us learn the effects of revolution of the Earth. The first effect is the seasonal changes.
Now, do you take a revolution the ICAP? Go down to the next page. Here. Put the heading in your notebook, revolution. So first line दिया ना, what is revolution? बस वही copy कर लो. Because we are literally finishing this chapter, है ना?
Yes.
Tell your friend Bhargavi. But let's see also join, then we will give you. Along with you, brother, sister.
So you should probably
No, we have four.
what?
You're the only one.
Yes.
Who's largely you are?
What?
But more con. Mummy is very straight.
No.
पापा ने क्या बोला after 10 what 9 what 2
Nothing.
Oh, you like it?
Yes.
हाँ, you guys both told ना same doctor. तुमने कौन सा डॉक्टर बोला न्यूरो? उसी told me.
She told that brain doctor, psychology.
Oh, and how would you?
So I want to go to the doctor.
हाँ रे. क्यों बट होगी पता?
So I went.
है नहीं family है ये.
Yes.
Oh,
And,
but you said he is an astrologer. You are an astrologer.
so that was his hobby and probably it was also his hobby. He was
Okay.
an engineer.
Oh. That is a gem, huh? Done. Now we are going to study the effects. Only down the effects in a notebook. Forget about it. We are not going to study anything on notes. Today only video sessions.
Because of the revolution of the earth, we have in the first phase summer, in the second phase rains, in the third phase it is retreating monsoon, and in the fourth phase it is winter. Now,
अभी पहला लिखो seasonal changes and छोटा सा diagram बनाओ प्यारा सा, right? So something a nice video. आपको volume देखने का जरूरत नहीं. Summer, rain, retreating मतलब going back.
That's also yeah.
18.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will be in so much detail.
No. The brief information of
अच्छा.
what is about.
So when you understand this, I mean, I'm saying from here to here it is summer. So this will be March, this will be May. So June to September. What is June to September?
Rain.
Rain. Then it is October to November. ये India का season बता रहा हूँ. Then फिर October to November, December to February. It will be winter. So this is how the seasons are moving. If we do not have revolution, what will happen? Will we have this four? We will not have. Oh my dear, bacha, don't do like this. उसी में आपको pressure भी नहीं दूँगा. ठीक है, I understand.
how does this happen? Suppose we take these four positions of the earth. In the first position, the date is 21st of March. In the second position, it is 21st of June. In the third position, it is 23rd September. And the fourth position, it is 22nd December. When the earth is in the second position, if you look carefully, the northern hemisphere is facing the sun. And when the earth is in the fourth position, the southern hemisphere is facing the sun. But when the earth is in the first position or in the third position, none of the poles are facing the sun. So the inclination of the earth's axis does not have any impact on the sun rays that it receives. So on 21st of March, vertical rays of the sun falls on the equator and the entire earth has equal day and equal night. But as it is moving from the first position to the second position, slowly the northern hemisphere tilts towards the sun. So in the northern hemisphere, the days become longer and the nights become shorter. And this gives rise to summer conditions. And we say in this phase, it is summer.
Why it is winter and what do you call it? The summer. As explaining, northern hemisphere में क्या होता है? देखो, this is northern hemisphere. And if I come down, this will be southern. So now it's slowly moving towards inclination. ज़्यादा रहने की वजह से क्या हो जाएगा? Seasonal changes. Listen carefully.
On 21st of June, the vertical rays of the sun falls on the Tropic of Cancer. This is the maximum inclination of the Earth's axis of the northern hemisphere towards the sun. And this is referred to as summer solstice.
Good one.
As we come to the third position, once again, the day and night are equal. And in this phase, India experiences rain. When the earth comes to the third position, entire earth has equal day and equal night. And as we come to the fourth position, the date is 22nd December. The southern hemisphere is facing the sun and the vertical rays of the sun falls on the Tropic of Capricorn. And this is the time the northern hemisphere experiences winter solstice. So the first and the third positions are referred to as equinox because it is equal day and equal night. The first position is referred to as spring equinox, and the third position is referred to as autumn equinox. Then, as the earth is revolving equinox because it is equal day.
Take a mobile click of this so that you will never forget which two, I mean, which is 2 equal days, 1 and 3. Correct? Helpful, hai na? No need to draw this direction. So what is 1 and 3 will tell to you
Like they are
equal.
equal.
What is this 21st June and 22nd December saying?
Nights are shorter.
Very good. Anyway, that is winter solstice and one is summer solstice. Right.
Day and equal night. The first position is referred to as spring equinox, and the third position is referred to as autumn equinox.
So equinox का मतलब ही क्या है? Equal day and equal night.
Then, as the earth is revolving around the sun, there are times when the earth is closest to the sun, and this position is called perihelion. And when it is furthest from the
When
sun,
I teach you, I will keep it very simple. Perihelion, when it is closest. Aphelion का A, away from the. So अभी aphelion बहुत दूर रहेगा. Perihelion, that is that time when the earth is very much closer to here.
Sun.
And aphelion,
And it is not closer.
it is not closer in, very far away from
Very
you.
far.
This you will draw it.
it is called as ephelion.
When
When it is closest, that time the distance is 147.3 million kilometers. And when it is furthest, that time the distance is 1.
इसके पहले ना हम लोग वो solstice वाला डायग्राम है where you have written that हाँ ये डायग्राम पहले अब इसलिए these are two equinoxes, these are summer solstice, this is winter solstice. आराम से ड्रॉ करो छोटे छोटे. You want a coin or something? Wait. Pen I am using. That's okay. Then after that, we will draw this two. One is perihelion, another is aphelion. Perihelion is closest, aphelion is farther. Look at your fourth work. Let it be. Just squeeze it into a mini ball. अभी थोड़ा ठंडा लग रहा है ना? As compared to what it was, just routine.
Last year, the classes of days I was like, so it was like 3 to 8.
Evening, every day.
No, only Sunday.
Next days,
On Saturday, 5 to 8.
only 2 days in a week.
But they were not teaching of this, like they were teaching of 9 Saturday.
अच्छा है ना फिर एक रिवीजन हो रहा है.
No, geography classes we were one.
You were only maths.
Maths.
Okay, put the next heading in your notebook. That also will happen. आप effects of revolution 2 डाल दो and put the heading like this. No need to look into the book. You can. Perihelion and aphelion. Perihelion is closest. Aphelion का ये याद रखो. ये means
Away.
so don't confuse. Come on. I think we've got this video. It will be today. Sponsored by the. Go to the next. Right? Not this diagram. You have to draw a new diagram. Wait. Did you write here only perihelion and aphelion?
That's what language.
Perihelion, P, and 3rd July is aphelion. And here they have given the distance as well. Come karo. This is 152, correct. This is 147, correct. Don't write 147.3. Why is only nobody calling you?
No,
Then-
one has said it.
What is she saying? Me. बोलेगा ना जब तो हम लोग अभी क्लास भी खत्म करने जा रहे हैं ठीक है at least happy with this sure.
152 million kilometers. The minimum distance of the Earth from the Sun is reached on January 3rd, and the maximum distance that is furthest from the Sun, the date is 4th of July.
So
So
we have that in your volunteers check.
Yes.
3rd Jan is the nearest date and 4th July farthest date.
Epihelion happens on 4th July and perihelion on 3rd January. Next effect of the revolution is the creation of 8 zones. their entire Earth can be divided into heat zones like the torrid zone, which lies between 23.5 degrees north and 23.5 degrees south. This region is referred to as torrid zone or the tropical zone. Beyond 23.5 degrees north as well as south, up to 66.5 degrees, the region is temperate zone. Beyond 66.5 degrees in north and south, it is the frigid zone. So there are creation of heat zones. This again is because of revolution of the Earth. So if we sum up the effects of revolution, it is first one, the seasonal changes, inclination of axis and the seasonal changes, perihelion and ephelion positions, and creation of heat zones. Thank you.
Although the video is ended, when you look at the pages that we have explained, just check which are the pages we have done. Right from page number 1. Pages left.
Yeah, 2 pages.
Now what is the last 2 pages have with
Angle of incidence.
an angle of reflection?
Daylight.
And what which other thing? Now you go to the question answers page.
So we have done the cycle of seasons.
Uh-huh.
The daylight is low and high latitude.
Okay. Go to that question answers page. We'll solve reasons and then I'll leave you. Yeah. Good enough for the solution. How many questions? Read the first question.
Give value to effects of living.
Answer. Really good. Second question.
Give value to characteristics of evolution.
What is the next?
Define perihelion.
Perihelion. Perihelion and aphelion. And what is the fourth question?
State one is provided we do not feel the motion of the earth.
What is the next?
Give value to characteristics of living.
Take it, sir. You write slowly looking at the model, okay? In your notebook.
Yes.
Then you will show me and you are free to run away to your house. The more quickly you show, the more quickly you are running. Correct?
So, 4.
1, 2, 3, and 5, not 4.
Yes.
So what is the page number? Tell me.
40.
Page number 40, is it?
Yes.
And what are we solving? Question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, and question number 5. Okay, come on. Solve it and show it to me. It should be correct, right? Don't make any mistake. Intermediate check for some reasons. What was the last 2 pages topic you tell me?
So, incidence,
And
duration of living.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Read my head, please, sir. No need, only the heading is, no? How many lines are left in that? Just check. How many lines?
So, fine.
Write the heading. If it is a heading which you don't understand, write only one line. Not more than. Okay.
Good day.
Sterilium. The position of the earth when it is closest to the sun. The position of the earth when it is farthest. फिर उसका total A लिख देना, length, and which date it is coming. Are you coming? Sorry, are you?
Rotation of the earth. The motion of the earth along
All? Yes. Give me a pen as well. Later, Is it given in the volume?
Yes.
Okay, okay, I'll send you the next time. First, it's only directional speed. Reading it.
Sir, to calculate. Sir, heading.
Are you sure?
Okay.
But after going home, okay,
I will.
right. Right. Is this a pen book of geography?
Yes.
So you got all the notes. Back your back. Okay, for all these things, did I get detailed notes or only this much? Write today's assignment and ask Nargati also to complete it when you are meeting the next person. Assignment. You write page number 13. Once again. Volume. First chapter, na?
Last time.
ऐसा भूल जाए. Complete order.
Yeah.
All.
Yes. That is going.
Did I check it?
No, sir.
So you didn't bring it.
Yes, sir.
Then, but today, you can. This is full.
Okay.
This, but you have solved any development equator.
Yes, sir.
Ask 3 questions. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And next it is rotation and revolution. Write it. Okay. All the question answers of rotation and revolution also. Okay, now you have solved 1, 2, and 3, but I want, sorry, you have solved 1, 2, and 4. I want detailed answer of 4. And 5. Then take the volume. Not really look to today's date. Write chapter number 2, all the questions. Worksheet. Chapter number 3. Question number 3, 4. 4 cover bracket only for detailed answer. You've written only 2 words, correct?
Yes.
Then 5 and 6. That's it. You go home, but I have to sit as my student here. Then only I can go. Okay, chill. Thank you and good. Take care. Just turn on that. Acha, sorry. Go. Bye-bye. Go home straight, huh?
Along its elliptical orbit around the Sun in approximately 365 days is termed as revolution. Following are the characteristics of revolution. First, speed of the revolution. The Earth moves round the Sun in an elliptical orbit at an average speed of 29.8 kilometers per second, or about 1 lakh kilometers per hour. Second, speed of the revolution is not uniform. When the Earth is closer to the Sun, the gravitational pull makes the Earth move faster than when it is away from the Sun. Thus, the speed of the revolution is not uniform. Third, the period taken by the Earth to make one revolution. The period taken by the Earth to make one complete round of the Sun is 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 45.51 seconds, which is taken as 365 days and 6 hours. The length of one solar year is 365 days. The remaining 6 hours are adjusted every 4 years into one complete day and added to the month of February. When February has 29 days, that year is known as a leap year having 366 days. The Earth's axis is always inclined to its orbital plane. The Earth axis is always inclined to its orbital plane at an angle of 66.5 degrees. The motion of the Earth is from west to east, or in the same direction as the rotation.
I've built a 50 crore business in the last 5 years, and I've just become one. It's actually funny. I'm not a doctor. I don't have masters. I'm not from IITs. I am probably the least qualified in terms of formal education. But yet today, if I look at my business, we made 50 crores last year. This year, we're going to make about 100 crores. The best part we do.
Following are the effects of revolution. First is seasonal changes. The amount of heat that a place receives on the Earth depends on the angle at which the sun rays reach it. When a place receives the vertical sun rays, the place gets hot. This is because the amount of heat in the direct vertical ray is connected on a small area, whereas the same amount of heat is spread over a large area in the case of the oblique rays. Revolution causes different seasons. The changing weather condition due to the differences in the heating of the Earth. Revolution is an annual cycle, so the season repeats year after year. Second is inclination of axis. Since the Earth is tilted, the seasonal changes are not unexpected or sudden. Third is perihelion and aphelion positions. The Earth's orbit is the path along which the Earth travels around the Sun. Due to this elliptical orbit of the Earth, the distance between the Earth and the Sun varies. The mean distance between the Earth and the Sun is about 150 million kilometers. When the Earth is closest to the Sun, the position is called perihelion. The word perihelion is derived from the Greek word peri and helion. Peri means around or near, helion means the Sun. The Earth is said to be in perihelion on January 3rd, when distance is least or about 147.3 million kilometers. When the Earth is farthest to the Sun, the position is called aphelion. The word aphelion is derived from the Greek word aph and helion. Aph means away from, helion means the Sun. On July 4th, the Earth is at its farthest point from the Sun, and it is said to be aphelion at a distance of 152 million kilometers. These differences in the distance do cause some difference in the amount of Sun's energy received by the Earth. Fourth, creation of heat zones. The spherical shape of the Earth, along with its movements around the Sun, causes the difference in the angle at which the sun rays fall on the Earth's surface. This causes difference in the distribution of heat on the Earth's surface. As a result, the world has been divided into 3 distinct heat or temperature zones. First one, torrid zone. This zone stretches between 23.5 north and south latitudes and more or less receives the vertical rays of the sun. As a result, this region experiences moderately warm climate throughout the year. Second is temperate zone. In between the torrid and the frigid zone, that is between 23.5 north and the south and 66.5 north and south lies the temperate zone. In this zone, the sun's rays fall obliquely and hence the region experiences moderate climate. Third, frigid zone. This zone extends from 66.5 north to 90 north and 66.5 south to 90 south. Since the sun rays falls extremely obliquely in this region, the region experiences extremely cold climate. Angle of incidence. It refers to the angle at which the sun rays strike the Earth's surface. The angle of incidence on the Earth's surface depends on the distance from the equator. The lighty part of the Earth is called as the circle of illumination. This circle moves with the apparent movement of the sun, so that only half of the Earth faces the sun at any given point of time. Now let's learn about solstices and equinoxes. On 21st June, the Earth is in the position where the North Pole is tilted towards the sun. On this day, the sun is overhead at the Tropic of Cancer. This day is known as summer solstice. The southern hemisphere, however, is tilted away from the sun and experiences winter. On December 22nd, the southern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. The vertical rays of the sun falls directly on Tropic of Capricorn. This day is known as winter solstice. It is summer in the southern hemisphere and winter in the northern hemisphere. Equinoxes. On 2 nights are of and the solstices, the Tropic of and in the southern hemisphere. On 21st June, it is summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. The rays of the sun falls vertically on the Tropic of Cancer. The duration of sunlight or daytime increases from 12 hours at the equator to 13 hours and 27 minutes at 23.5 north, and further to 24 hours at 66.5 24 hours. Sun is visible only. The duration of sunlight is 12 hours on the vertical rays of this is summer. Areas beyond the night sun here. On 21st March, Twitter. On this day, all the period, it is spring in twilight in low and high land in the southern hemisphere. Twilight in low and autumns. During this period, it is spring in the northern hemisphere and autumn in the southern hemisphere. Twilight in low and high latitudes. Twilight occurs when Earth's upper atmosphere scatters and reflects sunlight, which illuminates the lower atmosphere. The duration of twilight varies with latitude and with the season, because it depends on the sun's angle of the motion across the horizon and sunset and sunrise. The shortest twilight is 1 hour and 12 minutes, occurs at the equator, where the sun rises and sets at right angles to the horizon throughout the year. The longest twilight occurs at the poles. It lasts for about 6 weeks before the annual sunrise and after the annual sunset. So here I complete rotation and revolution chapter. If you have any doubt, you can clarify the same. Thank you.
Hey, do you want to get a salary like the top 1% of Indians by mastering this one powerful skill? Then you must learn how to build interactive dashboards just like this, which is one of the highest paying skills of 2023. Hi, I'm Jatan Shah. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer and a Microsoft certified expert. I'm conducting a certified 5-day dashboard workshop where you will learn how to create interactive dashboards.
Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to discuss equinox and solstice. Now, these are very simple